Hello everyone, I am Akshaya Binu of S2ECA and I am here with a presentation on electronic watchdog. Electronic watchdog is an electronic device which could be installed in a house or in any other firms in order to meet our security measures. So now let's go deep into the presentation. Content. Introduction about electronic watchdog, transmitter, receiver, which are the two main components of an electronic watchdog, operations, advantages that electronic watchdog extend towards its users, application of fields where electronic watchdogs could be used, and conclusion. Introduction. Electronic watchdog is used in a house that sounds to inform us that somebody is at gate or passing through it. That is, whenever someone arrives at our gate or just passes through it, it sounds. The alarm sounds in order to make its owner aware that somebody has arrived. It is the main motive of an electronic watchdog. Its circuit comprises of a transmitter unit and a receiver unit which have to be mounted on the opposite pillars of the gate or that of the door, such that they have to be placed in face-to-face direction. An IR or infrared beam is being produced from the transmitter. The IR LED of the transmitter transmits an infrared radiation or beam to the receiver, and this beam have to be received by the receiver which is being mounted on the opposite pillar. This is the main working principle of an electronic watchdog. Whenever this beam is being interrupted by a person standing or any obstacle that come across in between these two units, the alarm sounds. This is how it works, or this is the idea behind an electronic watchdog. Transmitter. It is the one of the most important component of an electronic watchdog circuit. Here is an circuit diagram of the transmitter unit. It consists of capacitors, resistors, IR, LED, etc. So the transmitter is built around a timer and it is being wired as a stable multi-vibrator, and the transmitter is capable of producing a frequency of about 38 kilohertz. The infrared beam or IR beam is transmitted through the IR LED 1 that is being mentioned in the figure. So the main function of the transmitter is to transmit the infrared beam from the IR LED to the receiver. Receiver. Another main role of an electronic watchdog is being performed by the receiver. IC2 is wired as monostable multi-vibrator with a time period of around 30 seconds. That means the alarm sounds for about 30 seconds. The melody generator section is built around the melody generator unit. Transistor and loudspeaker are also included in the receiver unit. The figure of an receiver unit is being attached with the slide. So this receiver circuit comprises of an infrared sensor which needs to sense the IR radiation which is transmitted from the transmitter. Then it consists of a known transistor and some resistors and capacitors. The power supply for the transmitter is derived from the receiver circuit by connecting its points A and B to the respective points of the receiver circuit. The receiver is powered by regulated 6-volt direct current. Operation of an electronic watchdog. The transmitter and the receiver units are aligned such that the IR beam falls directly on the IR sensor. As we have discussed earlier, the transmitter unit and receiver unit have to be mounted face to face on the opposite pillars such that the infrared beam could fall directly on the IR sensor from the IR transmitter. As long as the infrared beam falls on the sensor, its output remains low. Transmitter Q1 does not conduct, trigger pin of IC remains high. So the two things to be noted is that the transmitter does not conduct and the trigger pin remains high when the output remains low, that is as long as the infrared beams falls on the sensor. But as the infrared beam is being interrupted, no more infrared beam will be falling on the sensor such that the output goes high. The transistor Q1 comes into conduction and the trigger pin of IC goes low momentarily. This is the basic working of an electronic watchdog. A simple block diagram of its working is being included. It consists of a battery, diode, regulator, infrared transmitter and infrared receiver. Finally comes to a speaker. So as a result, the IC2 gets triggered, its pin 3 goes high to supply 3.3 volt to melody generator IC3 at its pin 2, which produces a melody, a sweet melody through the speaker. The speaker is being fitted inside the house. So as soon as the generator is being powered, it produces a sweet melody and it is being programmed in such a way that it sounds for about 30 seconds. The output pin 3 of IC2 remains high for around 30 seconds. The timer is wired as a monostable multi-vibrator with a time period of about 30 seconds. The melody generator section is built around the melody generator IC UM66, transistor and loudspeaker. The transmitter should have a power supply and that power supply is derived from the receiver circuit by connecting its point A and B to the respective points to the receiver unit. The receiver is powered by a regulated 6-volt direct current. In order to power the receiver unit, we can use a 6-volt battery. To achieve high directivity of IR beam towards the sensor, we can use a reflector behind the infrared LED which is being placed in the transmitter unit. When somebody enters through the gate or door, the infrared beam is interrupted and the alarm sounds for about 30 seconds. The alarm keeps sounding as long as the one stands between the transmitter and the receiver units. When a person comes in between the transmitter and receiver units, the IR beam conducting from the transmitter to the receiver is being interrupted. So it will start sounding and it lasts till the person in between the transmitter and the receiver unit is moved. Advantages of electronic watchdog. Now let's see what advantages does an electronic watchdog extended towards us. Resets automatically. Without any human intervention, it resets automatically. It is capable of detecting the errors in the program and reboot the system. It is cost sensitive. It saves time and money. No need to place the employers to monitor the software debugs. Increase the system performance. These are some of the main advantages of an electronic watchdog. Applications of an electronic watchdog. Two main fields where an electronic watchdog can be applied are doorbell and burglar alarm. Doorbell which means we could install it in our house to inform us when someone arrives at our gate. Burglar alarm could be installed in firms or factories. So these are the two main applications of an electronic watchdog. Conclusion. A pair of infrared sensor, transmitter and receiver are placed at the entrances of the premises that needs to be secured. It have to be kept safe and secured. When a person or an intruder who doesn't knows that the security device or about the security device installed at the entrance enters through the door, he cuts the infrared radiation that is being transmitted from the transmitter to the receiver. This cutting of infrared ray triggers a series of events in the circuit. Eventually, it starts ringing of the burglar alarm. By the ringing of the alarm, hearing the alarm, the owner of the premises can come to know that someone has entered through the door. Similarly, this device can be installed whichever perimeter is needed to secure from intruders, such that an electronic watchdog is capable of extending a wide range of security for a house or to any other firm from intruders or strangers. So these are the basic idea of an electronic watchdog which could be installed for a security measure to a house or any other firms. Some references sites have also been attached in this slide: Wikipedia, SlideShare, IAJet, Nevon Projects, etc. Thank you.